It's been more than 3 years of Professor Babagana Zulum's administration as the executive governor of Borno State. Since his assumption of office in 2019, it's been all-round development and economic growth for the people, having touched every sector of the state. From security, health, infrastructure, education to youth empowerment, Governor Zulum has brought deliverables of democracy to residents of the state. Hello and welcome to Borno Restoration. I am Jesse Tafida. But before we go into our focus for the week, let's bring you up to speed with Borno Today. Nigeria's economy in the new year was greeted with two major crises: cash shortage and fuel scarcity. The cash shortage brought about by replacement of paper notes with newly redesigned ones is causing a lot of hardship. While the intentions were to curb money laundering and reduce the amount of money in circulation, its process of implementation leaves a lot to be desired. Residents say life has become difficult. They have to endure queuing endlessly in banks and most times getting disappointed and frustrated. He says we've not seen cash for about 7 days now. You come to ATM points and end up exhausted without getting money. Our homes have no food and traders don't accept transfers due to network challenge. I've not been in school for 3 days due to non-availability of cash. We call on the CBN to make cash available so we could go back to school. She says, I'm a teacher and have been here since 6 in the morning. I couldn't get cash for my transportation fare to school, and that has made me miss class. Government should please come to our aid. Banks' ATM points across the state are besieged by people out to get the latest scarce commodity in Nigeria. Many small businesses have shut down as a result. Business is not moving. We stopped accepting transfers due to network issues. Customers now don't have cash, and that has forced us to close our businesses. On the other hand, scarcity of fuel is a problem that has refused to go away. Outside this petrol station, frustrated drivers get into a fight as they wait the entire day with no certainty of getting fuel at 350 naira per litre. Residents of Maiduguri, capital of Borno State, are appealing to relevant authorities to provide prompt solution so as to relieve them from this predicament.
The Executive Governor of Borno State, Professor Babagana Umara Zulum, fellow Nigerian Society of Engineers, MNI, CON, GCON Niger, has done tremendously well in restructuring the affairs of the Borno State as a governor of Borno State. He has done so well. He has done a lot to see that people of Borno are happy. In terms of education, you can understand that His Excellency has constructed a lot of schools. He has done so many well. He has given students food so as to have better education in their stay at school. He used the opportunity to return almost 99% of IDPs to their ancestral home. Not only that, he provided them with shelter. He gave them the basic amenities, utilities, and services. And he gave them token to pick the pieces of their life back again. There are a lot of changes. When you come to Borno now, you even think that Borno is a mini Dubai because His Excellency has completely transformed the looks of Borno. Not only the looks, almost everything. His Excellency the Governor has done very well on that aspect. Zulum, as the name connotes, he's a man of honor. He's the man who understands the Borno State most urgent concern. He used his power as a governor to bring back security to the state, and now you can move from this place to Kano. Even you can leave Maiduguri by 5 p.m. in the afternoon and get to your destination without stress. In his last 2 years of governance, Professor Zulum has proved to us that there is no bad governance in the state, because he has shown us that he is a leader who can lead, and he has a good followers, he has a very nice team, and he has done to the state. As such, we have every reason to vote him back.
Professor Babagana Zulum is one of a kind. He has actually impacted the lives of so many from the grassroots. In fact, to everybody, you can feel the impact of Babagana Umara Zulum's administration. Professor has not left any part of the government outside. When it comes to the IDP resettlement, Professor Babagana Zulum has done tremendously very, very good. He has, as you can see, Ngala, as you can see, some of the local governments are fully functional. IDPs have returned back to their homes. People are catching their lives normally. The state is returning back to normalcy. So there's no other thing you can think and say about it. So we are really grateful. From 2019, Professor Umara Babagana Zulum, just like I've said, we have seen it. The handwritings are all over the world. We have mega schools that he has built. We have seen roads. We have seen construction of drainages, of highways, he has modernized so many roundabouts in Maiduguri. He has taken everybody along. There is nothing like sentimental bias. We strongly believe Professor Zulum has done everything. 2023 actually for Professor Babagana Zulum, I will say, is a continuation of work already started. Babagana Zulum, I bet you, he will not leave any stone unturned. When it comes to infrastructure, when it comes to development, when it comes to every other thing, Babagana Zulum will take everybody along. I promise you, in fact, I'm telling you today that Babagana Zulum will be the best choice that Maiduguri will ever have come 2023.
Governor Zulum is a man of his people. He's a governor that is a father to everyone. Governor Zulum have done the best to people of Borno State, especially the non-indigenous. He has been assisting us in many ways. He has been giving scholarship to all the non-indigenous. He has been touching the widows here in Borno State and orphans, especially during the festival period, Christmas period. He has been transporting all the non-indigenous to their destination. Governor Zulum has been doing the best. In his administration, we have advisors, commissioners, non-indigenous here in Borno State. He are doing wonders to us. He has been carrying us along.
As a people, we have come to know that we need someone like him, because he have touched not just the less privileged, even the common man on the street, he have touched him. So Zulum have done what, if I am to be the person to be choosing the president, I would say Zulum will be the next president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, because of the good things he have done for us for we that both indigenous and non-indigenous in this state. That's why we, the Wazobia, we are solemnly behind him.
The good government and people of Borno State are very wonderful in nature. Indeed, they are highly supportive. Initially, it wasn't like that, but with the coming of this administration of Professor Babagana Umara Zulum, MNI, FNSE, it is quite wonderful, because it came with a lot of approach, very good, credible approach, where the governor himself has interests of the Nigeria police in his mind, and he became highly supportive in terms of provision of logistics for the police to work, provision of space in terms of offices, and indeed accommodation for officers. And one key thing is, during the course of this insurgency, the Nigerian police force has grossly been undermined in terms of equipment, because most of the equipment and the firearms of the police have been either dilapidated or during the Boko Haram attack in some of the police stations have been destroyed, and some have been carted away due to the nature of the terrorists. You know, their initial approach where they come with IEDs, destroy the police station, displace most of the, even some of the military locations, and carted away with arms. So we have that in logistics. And the government and the good governor of Borno State, Professor Babagana Zulum, is highly supportive, and he came to our aid. The governor, indeed, not quite long, he liaised with our amiable Inspector General of Police, Osman Kali Baba, Daga, FDC, CFR, in a manner to ensure that police in Borno are well equipped. And not quite long, the state government were able to liaise with the IGP and the Office of National Security Advisor, and we have procured 9 very sound brand new APCs. And these APCs made us to put more input, because with those APCs, that is why, while collaborating with the military, I think most of the local governments that were earlier on under the terrorist activity have been liberated, and the police were able to penetrate and take over those liberated areas for restoration of civil authority. When you talk of the Commissioner of Police and the governor, there's very good relationship. That's so too cordial. Because I could recall when I was here, in fact, I'm here for the 6 times. I was area commander, I was DC CID, I was DC operation twice here, I was DC admin, and you know, now I'm the Commissioner of Police. So there is that kind of relationship, because we understand ourselves, we know ourselves for long, and the relationship is so sound. And that is why we are receiving a lot of support, because of our own credibility, because that one is key. Because if we are not credible, we will not be repeating class, going and coming and coming and going. You understand? And because they know of our capability and they have trust in us, that's why they are supporting us. You see, it's not even the governor, the government of Borno State, and indeed the traditional rulers in Borno State, more especially the Sheikh of Borno, is our father, is highly supportive. So that is why the police are finding it very easy, and that is why, with their support, the government support, the interest of the Babagana Zulum, to the police, and the effort of the traditional rulers had made it so easier for us to operate under the military. You see, the military are in the forefront, and the military have done a lot. You can see. When it started 2009, or even up to 2012 and 13, 14, 15, it wasn't like this. But with the effort of the military and other security agencies, you can now see how far we have gone. That is why we are making this statement. And indeed, we've taken advantage of that. Because of the might of the military, now the Boko Haram or the insurgent, they have 2 options. It's either they surrender or they die. And subsequently, you can see they are surrendering in mass. Only few of them are marauding in few remote areas and causing a little or some havocs. But with time, you see, it's a gradual process. This issue of insurgency and terrorism will phase out. So that is the relationship. And that is why we are in this state of peace. The Borno State Command enjoy that strength. But generally, when you look at it, the police has that in manpower. We have shortage in manpower because of there are a lot of manpower wastages. So many policemen have been killed in the course of our duties. So many of them have retired. And we have taken some times before now. There were no recruitment in the force. So the number, the Nigerian population is growing. Naturally, it's growing because we are getting to 250 million. And the policemen we are having now are not up to 400,000. And these 400,000, some have died, some have retired. The retiring is a process. By the time you clock the age of 35, you go. And having that, we have an amiable IG who has the police in his heart and mind. He approached the Mr. President Muhammad Buhari, our president, and the president graciously agreed with him, and he has given the IGP task of recruiting 10,000 policemen annually to ensure that those gaps that were left are being filled. We are only filling the gap now, but I think with time we'll be able to start, because still the number is, when you look at the ratio, so we still need to, we don't have that much. But because of the issue of insurgency, you see there's need to have very many policemen. And that is why in the operational wisdom of the Inspector General of Police, he deemed it necessary to engage policemen into the theater of operation. And that is why we're having some mobile men picked around the Federation. They come to Bunyadi, they receive military training, and they are absorbed into the theater. They're equally in the forefront of the fight against insurgency. And we that we are here, we continue to take over where they captured, so that the people will come back and civility will be restored.
Zulum's administration is a divine intervention to the good people of Borno State, because Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala saw that we have suffered, and we prayed, we cried for an intervention from him, and he answered our prayer and our cries by giving us Zulum's administration that has been touching the lives of the ordinary people, the vulnerables. I'm part of the vulnerables. Yes, because I belong to nobody. Yeah. He brought me without any godfather and appointed me. People have been saying his progress is just wonderful. And people are all very happy about the progress, the achievements he has recorded so far. Look at water aspect that I'm talking to you now. His achievement in water is unprecedented. It has never been recorded in the state, just in 2 years for you to achieve, to record such achievements in water. If you go to education, the same thing. If you go to health, the same thing. If you go to livelihood, you'll be surprised. Even some of the people that were trained, like the traditional technicians and the pharmacy technicians, some of them, they were saying this is the first time they have started feeling the real impact of government. And so far, Rwasa has drilled about 150 boreholes in the rural communities across the state. The agency has also rehabilitated about 400 boreholes, comprising both solar-powered boreholes as well as motorized boreholes across the state. The agency has also constructed 77 hand pumps and then drilled and then rehabilitated more than 100 hand pumps across the communities, that is rural communities, which the agency is focusing on in Borno State. In addition to boreholes, through our project, AFDB supported project, we trained over 4,000 men and women, comprising about 3,600 women and about 1,030 men in various traits like productivity improvement, like pharmacy technicians, training of pharmacy technicians, where we combine both the traditional and the normal pharmacy technicians. We also train women on product quality improvement and backyard vegetable gardening, as well as training in how women should manage their businesses. Without the state government, especially the support from His Excellency Professor Babagana Umar Zulum, MNI, FNSE, the executive governor of Borno State, wouldn't have gone anywhere. All these projects that I've been mentioning, he approved the projects. In fact, he fully supported this agency to execute our projects. There are places that we intervened that previously people thought it was a mystery to get water in such communities. I will set an example in Pulka where the state government intervened and got water there. Since the establishment of Pulka, everybody believed you can't get water there. But the state government, under the leadership of His Excellency, went there and drilled more than 10 boreholes there, reticulated the boreholes into the communities. Before you got water, the state government got water there, we had to carry out a geophysical survey to establish the presence of water away from Pulka. That was a great achievement by the Borno state government. I can give you an example with Jakana, where His Excellency noticed that the people were suffering. They suffered a lot for over 4 decades ago. They didn't have water. The state government intervened, rehabilitated the boreholes there, and they now got water. Initially, before the intervention, some of them were fetching water from just an open space, contaminated water. But now they're getting safe, portable drinking water in Jakana. Borno state government, under this agency, if you remember, I told you about the number of boreholes we drilled. Some of the boreholes are specific. They are free flow. This administration drilled over almost 9 free flow boreholes. When I say free flow, the boreholes that they don't need any pump. You don't need to install any pump. You drill and you get water, and the water is warm, coming under pressure. And such boreholes, you normally get them at the depth of 536 meters beneath the earth's surface. Like the one we got in recently, Borno State government drilled 3 boreholes in Mongono for irrigation project. Of the 3, 2 of the boreholes are free flow boreholes. And we had to drill up to about 674 meters deep. Yeah, there are a lot of things, a lot of projects that have been approved by His Excellency, the Executive Governor, this year for the good people of Borno State. There is one huge mega water works project that has been approved by the state government that will serve more than 150,000 people in the community. There are about 5 mini water works to be constructed across the 3 senatorial districts of the state. When I say mini water works, is a system that comprises like 6 to 10 boreholes that will be connected to a big surface tank, and then to an elevated tank, then from the elevated tank reticulated down to the community. These kind of projects are cited where the communities don't have, the hydrogeology of the communities is not friendly. So one has to drill the borehole somewhere else and then reticulate the boreholes into the communities. In addition to this, the state government will construct over 300 hand pumps across the state this year, and then rehabilitate over 250 hand pumps across the state. And the state government is planning to drill more than 50 boreholes, comprising both the lower aquifer boreholes, the middle aquifer borehole, as well as boreholes in the basement area of Borno State. You know, the hydrogeology of Borno State is special. We have sedimentary formation and we have basement formation. In sedimentary, we have 3 different aquifers that you can hardly get in other states. We have the upper aquifer borehole, where you can get water from about 40 to 120 meters. We have the middle aquifer boreholes, where you can get water about from 200 up to about 300 in some places. And then you have the lower, where you can get water from 400 up to about 670 meters deep at different locations. So the state government is planning to tap from all these aquifers. We have the basement as well, located in the southern part of Borno State, where you get water from the fractures, faults, or weathered zones in the rock. So the state government will tap from all such formations to give people water.
Borno used to be one of the most popular states in Nigeria, and it's striving to maintain the status in recent times, having surmounted its peculiar security challenges. Today on the program, we will examine the views of some Borno residents on the performance of the administration of Governor Babagana Zulum so far. Take a listen. And that's our package on this episode of Borno Restoration. Many thanks for watching.
I am Jessie Tafida. See you next time.